In this part, we will deal with the second case, which is if the original map from the site is type raster and for one country only, as in Iraq MSK Coup, which is the land cover map for Iraq from the DIVA GIS website, and we want to produce a land cover map for more than one country such as Iraq and Syria. In this case, the two maps for Iraq and Syria must be merged in order to merge the map for two or more countries. It must first be converted to shapefile via raster to polygon in ArcMap program, and then merge the two paths for two or more countries through union. Then the new shapefile layer appears for two or more countries, and its table contains duplicate fields. In this case, the duplicate GRIDCODE table fields for the layer should be combined into one field with a new address, say MU key, as we will see in this part as follows. Where we go to the desktop and open the two land cover ZIP files for Iraq and Syria, namely Syria MSK group and Iraq MSK group, which are downloaded from the DIVA GIS website in the manner described in the third part of this series of the category soil type and land use. Then we decompress them into new files, where we decompress the Syrian land cover Syria MSK group, then decompress the Iraqi land cover Iraq MSK group, then we go to the file of the ground cover for Iraq MSK group, and inside it we create three new files as follows. The first is titled Iraq land cover shapefile. The second is entitled Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile. And the third is entitled Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile UTM. Then we go to the Syria MSK group file, and inside it we create three new files as follows. The first is titled Syria landcover shapefile. The second is entitled Iraq and Syria landcover shapefile, and the third is entitled Iraq and Syria landcover shapefile UTM. Then we go to the ArcMap program. When we go to the ArcMap program and open the raster map of the land cover for Iraq and Syria, where we go first and open the map of the land cover of Iraq through add, and in the following path desktop Iraq MSK group, Iraq MSK group dot VRT, Iraq MSK group dot VRT. Then we press add, and in create pyramid we click yes. The land cover map for Iraq appears, and now we go to the map layer in the table of content and make right click on it. Then properties, and in the symbology list we choose classified, then yes, then unique value, then yes. So the color and numbers of land use of the land cover of Iraq appears here. It is from 3 to 22. Then we press apply, then OK. We press apply, then OK. And now we open the land cover map for Syria via add in the following path: desktop, Syria MSK group, Syria MSK group dot VRT, and then press add. The map is added here, and we go to the map layer of Syria in the table of content. Make right click on it, then properties, and in the symbology list we choose classify, then yes. Then we choose unique value, and then yes. The color and number of land cover for Syrian land cover appear here. Then we press apply, then OK. And now we are converting these two raster maps for land cover of Iraq and Syria from raster to polygon, where we go to Arc Toolbox. And in Arc Toolbox window, we go to Conversion Tools, then from raster, then we choose raster to polygon, and in the input raster field we choose Iraq MSK group dot VRT, and in the field we choose value, and we specify the place of saving for shapefile in the following path: desktop, in the following path, desktop, Iraq MSK group, Iraq land cover shapefile. Then we write Iraq land cover shapefile. Then we write the same name without spaces, which is Iraq LC Iraq land cover. Then we press save. Then OK. We are waiting for the conversion process from raster to polygon. Then a message appears indicating that from raster to polygon conversion process was successful. This is the shapefile map of Iraq, where we go to the map layer in the table of content and make right click on it, then open attribute table. The table appears and has the field title shape, type polygon, and a field titled grid code for the land use number for land cover map of Iraq. Then we transfer the raster map of land cover of Syria to shapefile as well, where in the same previous way we go and select raster to polygon, and in the input raster field we choose Syria msk-gov.brt, and in the field we choose value and we specify the reservation location in the following path: desktop, Syria msk-gov, Syria land cover shapefile, Syria msk-gov, Syria land cover shapefile. And we write the file name without spaces, which is Syria LC Syria land cover. Then we press save and then OK. The message appears indicating that from raster to polygon conversion process was successful. This is the shapefile map of land cover of Syria in the color of brown, where we go to the map layer and the table of content and make right click on it, then open attribute table. The table appears and in it a field titled shape, polygon type, and field titled grid code for the land use number of Syria's land cover. Now, to get one shapefile map for land cover of Iraq and Syria, we are merging the two shapefile map for Iraq and Syria through union, where we go to our toolbox, then to analysis tool, analysis tools, for conducting operation of shapefile map, then overlay. Then we choose union, and in the input feature field we choose the first map with the title Iraq LC, and then we choose the second map with the title Syria LC. Then we specify the save path in the following path. In the following path, desktop, Iraq MSK group, Iraq and Syria landcover shapefile, and we write the same name without spaces. It is ISLC Union Iraq and Syria landcover Union. Then we press save. Then we tick the option gaps allowed. Then we press OK. We wait for the process to complete. A message appears indicating that union operation was successful. The new merged map for the land cover of Iraq and Syria appears with the title ISLC Union. Now we go to the map layer with the address ISLC Union in the table of content and make right click on it, then open attribute table. Open attribute table. We note that there are two fields titled the grid code. The first is for the land use numbers for land cover for Iraq, and the other is for land use numbers for the land cover for Syria. As these numbers in the two fields are separated, where one field contains values for the land use numbers and other field corresponding to it does not contain value, i.e. its value is 0 and vice versa. Since we produce one map, the value in the grid code field for Iraq and Syria should be collected in one field. Let it be titled MUK, which represents the land use numbers for Iraq and Syria. To merge the grid code fields into one field, we go to table option, and then click add field. As we see, and type the name of the field, which is MUK, and the type is short integer, and then we press OK. The field is added with the title MUK. Now we go to editor and then start editing, and we choose the layer with the heading ISLC Union. Then we go and make right click on the field titled MUK and we choose field calculator, and here in the MU key, in the field MU key equal, we choose the first field titled GRIDCODE and double click on it, and then we choose the plus sign, then double click on the second field titled GRIDCODE 1, and then double click GRIDCODE 1, and then press OK. The collection process takes place and the land use number are shown inside the field with the title MUP for the combined map of Iraq and Syria. This is the field titled MUP that we will use as a guide to land use numbers for the land cover of the combined map of Iraq and Syria. This is the combined shapefile map of land cover of Iraq and Syria with geographic latitude longitude coordinates, and for the purpose of using it in the ArcSWAT program and other programs, we convert it into UTM coordinates as follows. Where we go to the global mapper program and open it, then open data file, open data files, and to the following path: desktop, Iraq MSK GOV, Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile, ISLC union dot shapefile, and we press open. Here the map appears with geographic coordinate latitude longitude, and to convert it to UTM coordinate we go to the tools, configure, projection, then we choose UTM from the drop down list and zone 38 and datum WGS 84. Then we click on apply and the coordinate system is converted to UTM, and then we click OK. Then we export the map by file export vector overlider format. We choose shapefile, then OK and OK. Then we specify the export area in the following path on the desktop inside the file with the title Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile UTM, and we write the file name, which is Iraq and Syria land cover UTM, Iraq and Syria land cover UTM. Then we press save. We press save, then OK. The process of exporting the land cover map for Iraq and Syria will be carried out with the UTM coordinate. Then we close the global mapper program. Then close the ArcMap program and go back and open the ArcMap programs by Start menu, Programs, ArcGIS, ArcMap. Then we open the combined land cover map for Iraq and Syria with the UTF coordinate via add, and in the following path: desktop, Iraq MSK Group, Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile UTM, Iraq and Syria land cover UTM dot shapefile, where we press add. Then we go to the map layer and the table of contents and make right click on it, then open attribute table, and the table appears. That we note that the field titled MUK, which represents the land use numbers for the land cover of the combined map of Iraq and Syria, the value were not saved in the previous time because we did not save the value through the editor list. Therefore, we will re-enter the value into the field MUK as follows. Where we go to editor, then start editing. Then we make right click on the field title MUK, then we choose field calculator, and on MUK equal field we make double click on the grid code, then we click on the plus sign, double click on the grid code 1, and then press OK. Then the values of land use number for the land cover of combined map of Iraq and Syria appear in MUK field. Then we go editor, stop editing, then yes. Thus, we produced a land cover map for Iraq and Syria and combined the values of land use numbers for the land cover of combined map for Iraq and Syria in one field entitled MUK. This field MUK. Now we go to the desktop and transfer the combined map of the land cover of Iraq and Syria from the file entitled Iraq MSK Group to the file entitled Syria MSK Group, where we transfer as we see now. And to ensure that the transfer process was successful, we go to the ArcMap program and open the combined map of the land cover of Iraq and Syria inside the file entitled Syria MSK group via add and in the following path: desktop Syria MSK group Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile UTM, and open this map. Where we go to the map layer in the table of content and make right click on it, then open attribute table. And the table appears in which the field is titled MUK, which contains the value of land use numbers for the land cover of combined map of Iraq and Syria, and then we close the table. This is combined map of shapefile for land cover of Iraq and Syria, which is present here inside the file titled Iraq MSK group or Syria MSK group inside the file titled Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile UTM. This map entitled Iraq and Syria land cover UTM with the shapefile extension is one that will be used in the implementation of the ArcSWAT program and other programs. Thus, the second case was explained and an example was given in the converting the raster map of the land cover of Iraq and Syria that downloaded from the DIVA GIS website to the shapefile and merging the two maps into one map through union for the purpose of obtaining one map of the land cover of Iraq and Syria or for two countries or more.